All
Today on Listening to the Voices, I have with me a writer, producer, and composer whose work spans cult cinema and horror television, including long-running collaborations with Lloyd Kaufman at Troma Entertainment, contributions to The Last Drive-In with Joe Bob Briggs, and the relaunch of Up All Night with Rhonda Shear. Working primarily behind the scenes, Brennan has helped shape the voice, structure, and tone of cult media across decades while also composing music that has become a part of its identity. Welcome to the show, Sir John
right.
Brennan. Hey.
Thank you so much for having me. Decades. Geez, I feel old now. Decades. Oh.
Hey, a couple decades is still decades, sir.
No, it is. I mean, I've been doing this. Well, let's put it this way. I started Trauma in 2012 or 2013, so that's when I consider my start. Before that, I was doing a lot of other stuff, but it wasn't anything on the level of, at least, Trauma. The Trauma's world famous, so
Right,
that's when I consider my real start. So,
right.
but it's still,
But
you're
you were,
right. It's over a decade.
yeah, and that's like with me here doing this, right? Like I've been doing stuff for almost 15 years before this, but just, this shit landed. It's insane how that works sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. I
Um,
mean, you never know. That's why you keep plugging. You never stop.
Yeah, you never stop and you just got to keep going, right? Speaking of never stopping, keeping on going, what's up with that video that was sent to you a few days ago on your Instagram of the tribe and the
Oh,
"We Love You, John Brennan" thing? That's I need a
so
backstory to that, man.
I still don't know the full backstory. I still don't know who those people are or why they're available, but what I could theorize, because I didn't get the full story, so it was actually a gift, like it must be a cameo from
Okay.
Matt Mangiarides, who is the
Yeah.
executive producer of The Last Drive-In. And I got it last Christmas, and not this last Christmas, the Christmas before, 2024. And
2024.
I
Okay.
looked at it and I laughed and I was like, oh, I'm going to post this, and I never did. And then this whole year went by and I was just like going through my phone because I got a new iPhone. I had the iPhone 8 until like a week ago, and I just got the 15.
Oh man.
So I know. I was like holding on for dear life with that thing. I loved it, but now that I
It was
upgraded, I
time to
feel
put
so
old
much.
Yeller out. Yeah.
It was. It. That's a great way to put it. I had to shoot the dog.
You had to shoot the dog, man. But
So I was going through my old videos, just like trying to clean some stuff up, duplicates, whatever, and I saw that and I was like, "Oh my god, I forgot I even got this." So I put it up, and it's been a great response to it. People have been like,
yes.
so if anybody hasn't seen it, it basically looks like an African tribe. It's like 20 black guys in like fucking grass skirts with like
A hut
axes,
behind
and
him.
it's crazy. And they're like in front of a hut, and they hold up a sign that says, "We love you, John Brennan." And then they hold up a picture of me, and they start
Yes.
like kissing it, and then they like dance, and they like give a celebration of, I
Then he
guess, a
flexes.
blessing. Yeah, he
He
flexes, he like
flexes a
points
few
at the camera.
times.
And I mean, I think when I got it, I still haven't spoken to Matt since I posted it, but I think he said it was an actual African tribe who puts themselves up on like Cameo or something where you can get them to do this. And then, weirdly enough, a friend of mine in the comments was like, "Oh, I got one of these for Father's Day 2 years ago."
Oh my God, that is
So it's readily
hilarious, dude.
available if you want some sort of African tribe to like celebrate a friend of yours for their birthday or Christmas or Father's Day. They're ready to do it. And it really is a joyous thing. I felt really blessed.
That is so cool. Like I didn't know if it was a joke. I didn't know like what it was, but when you posted it, I was like, "What the holy hell is this? Like this
And
is
it's not
hilarious."
AI. It's not
No, it's
AI.
not. It
It's
is
real.
like I scoured that thing like six friggin' times just to see if it really was because
Yeah.
I followed you for a while, so you know your sense of humor, you know what I mean? And when you said it wasn't AI, that gave me enough doubt to think that it potentially could have been AI.
Well, look, I'm not above like I don't like using AI for like work or writing something, but I'm not
Right,
above posting like a funny meme that's
right.
AI driven or whatever. Because I don't know if you saw the Star Trek, no, Star Wars Part 4 starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yes,
That is amazing. So if
that's
if they
amazing.
can do that and give us like a little joy through AI that way, I think that's That's the way to go
That
instead of
is
taking
absolutely.
jobs.
Yeah, anytime you can have like Arnold Schwarzenegger redo a song or anything like that, or just like do an opera musical or anything, it's
Yeah.
just wonderful. It's a wonderful use of AI at that point.
Yeah, that's the real way to use AI. Don't take my freaking paycheck away, but give me Arnold singing "I Want to Dance with Somebody" by Whitney Houston. That's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yes, absolutely. 100% agreed. Um, Speaking of non-AI use right now, how's everything going with the Up All Night reboot? How's Rhonda going? How's everything going with that, man? Like,
Oh, it's amazing. She's an amazing not only is she an amazing person, she's an amazing talent, but she's also just a nice human being. Like
yeah,
she's so open and generous and fun and funny. She's got like the same sort of sense of humor that I have. I love surreal and I love campy and I love weird,
yeah,
and she loves all that stuff. Like she doesn't care about looking stupid in order for a joke to land, but she
yep.
also looks glamorous and is funny still, or gets the information across. Honestly, it's been such a blessing to have her come into my life and to collaborate with her. And she basically just like is like, any song that you want to write or put in the for the end of the show, go right ahead. And it's been, no notes, just anything that I've wanted to do so far, I've done, and it's been amazing.
That's awesome. She was like when I interviewed her a couple months ago, she was like super excited about having you on board with the relaunch and everything. Like she was ridiculously excited. And every time I watch you guys on screen, it shows through. Like your chemistry is completely awesome with each other. And I'm glad that like you guys are having just as much fun behind the scenes and while you're doing it as it shows, going through.
Yeah, and she's like, even though it's like a loose set, but it's still very professional, because a lot of the people who work on the set of Up All Night are people who shot for many years for her on her QVC gig. Because I don't
Okay,
know
yeah.
if everybody knows that in between the last time she did Up All Night and now, Rhonda has been one of the major hosts on the Home Shopping Network and all that sort
Yes.
of stuff. So
Yes.
she knows all these tech guys who are doing the job and whatever. So it's a little different for them, because I think that the QVC and the Home Shopping Network stuff is a little more structured. Not
Yeah. Yeah.
structured the wrong word. It's a little more like it's less fun and there's less
Yes.
curveballs and stuff like that. Because
It's
sometimes on set we'll get like an idea and I'll be like, let's do it this way, and then everybody has to adjust, and
right.
it's not
Well,
always the
they're
best
used to
for a
just
crew.
yeah, they're just used to people standing there talking, not, like moving
Yeah.
and grooving and doing all sorts of stuff in between, like
Or having
it's
to capture a moment of a
yeah,
joke and then beat and then so, but they've really, like, seriously, they've been amazing. The whole crew, everybody, all the producers,
that's
the
awesome.
writer Matt Maisto is great, and I just feel really lucky to have them trust me to give me.
Yeah,
I've had now 3 major roles, actually 4. One that is unreleased, that's coming out in a couple of weeks,
right.
and really, it's just like, I don't know. At first, I was very nervous, and I told them I'm very bad at prompter reading and all that sort of stuff. But through it, they've coached me through and kind of got me in the groove now. So I'm into whatever else they throw at me.
That's awesome, man. Like you've worked with like three of the complete heavyweights of the 80s going into 90s, right? You've worked with Lloyd, you've worked with Joe Bob, and now you're working with Rhonda. Through each of them, what would you say is something that they have taught you that you could say that all three of them have taught you? You get what I'm saying? Like, what's something
Yeah,
that's a
yeah.
common trait between the three of them?
Sure. With Lloyd, he really, really helped me learn a sense of not only like improvisation in a moment. I've seen Lloyd. He's one of the greatest salesmen I've ever seen, but he also knows how to go into a situation, and if nothing's planned, he knows how to create something out of
Right,
nothing.
right,
Especially in interviews, in people ask him to do all sorts of stuff in movies or whatever, whatever.
right.
He's a master. He goes in and he can make something out of nothing. So watching him do that for 4 or 5 years was amazing. But on top of it, he also then, when he makes a movie, is very into making the script solid. He works on the script for a year or more and hammers it in. So those were things I learned. And then I would also add in Michael Hers as one of the people in that
Invaluable,
situation.
probably, right? Like, I mean, unsung hero type situation of him, I believe.
Yeah. 100%. He is the obviously the co-founder of Troma, but he's the heart of Troma in many ways because he does the business, he gets the deals done, he knows, he steers Lloyd sometimes in the right direction. Lloyd is
Yes.
like a chaos agent, and then Michael will sort of put him on the right track in a way. But learning business from Michael Hers was amazing, like learning how to read
Nice.
a contract or how to get a deal done or how to make sure that somebody with a merch isn't doing the wrong thing, whatever, all that sort of stuff. So those were two really good things to learn. The Lloyd was the creative, and then Michael Hers was the business. Then, moving on to Joe Bob. Joe Bob is a master writer. I mean, he is one of the best writers I've ever witnessed. I mean, the guy creates like a novel length or more for each season of academic research,
Wow.
jokes, skits, all sorts of stuff. So I mean, and he writes it all himself. I mean, I think he has some research assistants and stuff. And then, of course, he relies heavily on like the director Austin Jennings to come to brainstorm ideas and stuff. But he puts
Right.
it all together, and it's all
That's
his creative
crazy.
vision. So that's pretty amazing. He's an amazing writer.
That's
Oh, and
awesome.
and then of course a prompter reader. Jesus Christ, I've never seen anybody look so natural reading a prompter in the
I
moment and being such a good like actor in that
Right. I
way.
didn't even realize that he had a prompter, to be honest with you. Like, I mean, when they did like the old TNT thing, I know it was there because remember when they would do the bumpers, like the commercial bumpers, you would see like the scenes and behind the scenes of the Monsters movies and all that. Like, I knew there was one there, but I didn't even put two and two together that he would have one now. Like, yeah, duh.
There are some there is improv and there are times when he goes off on tangents or comes up with stuff in the moment, but a lot of it is pre-written, pre-researched, gives you all that information and gets it all there, and then when he performs it, it's like a freight train moving forward.
That's
And
awesome.
then with Rhonda, she's honestly just like so open, so funny, so creative. She comes up with all the concepts that we do, like we just did the de-nerdification
Yes.
on the Assault of the Party Nerds episode that we just released last week, and it was just really fun to play that classic trope of nerds becoming cool, but we did it in her style.
Yeah.
It was great.
It was a fun episode too, by the way. Like that was really fun.
And then just to follow it up with her,
Yeah.
she's also an insane businesswoman. She has
Yes.
a bra line that is like one of the most like successful bra lines in American history.
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Yeah,
absolutely insane. Yeah.
yeah, it's amazing. So these people, they're all not only creative, but they also have technical things or business things that are within them that I think a lot of creatives don't think like, oh, I need to know the business angle or I need to know this or that and the other thing. You do. You need to know at
Yeah.
least a working knowledge of it so that you don't get either screwed or railroaded in some way.
Right.
So, yeah.
That's awesome. Like it- I'm just sitting here now, like my whole line of questioning is not necessarily derailed, but it's like I can't fathom getting all of that knowledge from just those four individuals alone, because as you said, including Michael Hers, like those four and just being under their learning tree for so long is definitely something that I think would be just invaluable for pretty much everything. Like
Yeah,
it's
I like
insane.
with trauma, I consider that my true graduate school because I did go to film school and
Right.
then I did make a go of it in LA to try and get things done and I got certain things done there. But my real career didn't start until I went to trauma. But even so, before like I produced the two movies that I produced for them, before that was like it was like school. I
Yeah.
was observing this 50, well now it's 50 years, but back then it was 40 years in business and this the longest running independent film studio I think in the world at this point.
I believe
So
so. Yeah.
they like it or not, they have a wealth of knowledge. And
Yeah.
sometimes people go into trauma thinking, "Oh, I'm going to be the next I'm going to write and direct the next Toxic Avenger," and they come in with their dicks swinging around and they
Yeah.
can't just take a step back and listen to what Michael and Lloyd can teach them.
Yeah.
And I think some people lose out on the opportunity when they come in and try to change the system,
Yeah.
especially
And
at trauma.
it's a system that's worked for quite a while, and you don't get that long of a system without, things being in the correct way, I guess you would say.
Well, look, sometimes things fail, but everybody fails at
Yeah,
some
but
point. But
right.
they have had enough success and stayed open and for long enough that it's like, sit down and listen to these people,
Yes.
or observe these people. That's why
Yes.
when they call it they don't call them interns at Troma. They call them observer volunteers.
Observers, yeah, yeah. Yes.
And you're observing a landmark company.
Yeah.
That's just the fact.
Yeah.
So, anybody in the tri-state area that has time and can donate some volunteer and observing efforts, I would highly recommend Troma.
If I was 2 hours and 24 minutes north of where I'm at right now, trust me, I would, because they just opened up their observer for the year. So yeah, I
Oh,
would definitely do it. Yeah, yeah, 100%.
hell yeah.
Um, so going with interactions here, how has this version of Up All Night been different? Because you guys are in the chat talking like every other week, every Friday night at 10, well, every other Friday night at 10 on the Kings of Horror YouTube channel. You, Rhonda, but sometimes your guests that are on that episode, and sometimes just random people swing by. Like, how cool is that to be able to like interact with everybody now and to kind of have that communal thing? Because you guys didn't do that on Last Drive-In. So now you're getting ready to you're doing something completely different here. Is this like a this is like a whole new thing for you, right? Like you've never just sat there and interacted while movies were going on and while your skits were going on and all that. Like,
Well, actually, I did on Twitter during
okay,
like
you did.
the pandemic, at the height of the pandemic, when the Last Drive-In sort of became even more popular than it was, because we were
Yes.
like one of the only new shows releasing episodes.
Yeah.
So during that time, I was partying along on Friday nights with everybody else and tweeting along, making jokes and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
So at that time, I was. I mean, later on, it started to slow down a little bit. But at that time, it was like it was the social activity to do, even for
That's cool.
somebody like me who worked on the show, because nothing else was
Right.
happening. We
Yeah,
were all
and
locked up.
the thing, I weirdly enough, I still don't do Twitter or X. I've not done that social media thing since it started. I've stayed away from it.
It's
But
poisonous in many
it
ways.
is.
But it's also very helpful in many ways. You
Yeah.
need it as an independent artist or somebody who's striving for a career in entertainment in order to promote and all that. It's just the necessary evil. But I
Right.
mean, the other day somebody said some fucking rude ass shit to me out of nowhere. I'm just sitting there living my life, and somebody's like, "Fuck you, you motherfucker, fuck piece of shit, ugly motherfucker," and I'm like,
Who the fuck are
Are
you?
you that?
Like,
Yeah, are you that sad that you have to come attack me? What the fuck did I do, my brother? Like,
dude, every interaction that I've had with you, like you've been nothing but the nicest friggin' person to me. Like, what the hell is wrong with
well,
people?
it's weird because I used to go on like Twitter fights and stuff because
Yeah,
like people, I used to think that it would like help or not help, but like just get my point across in many
right,
ways, because like some people say something and I go, oh no, that's not, I feel this way. But it's not about that anymore. It's about
right.
literally not listening. Half the people that you're talking to are probably bots. And so
Yep.
you're arguing basically with yourself many times. You're just fucking. So I sort of stopped arguing online and keep my opinion to myself and keep everything somewhat positive and
Yep.
basically put things out that I like, not just things that I do, but movies or music or stuff like that. And it's weird because like in the Up All Night chat, as you mentioned, that is amazing in many ways. But then there are people who sneak in and just say like really rude shit.
Yes. Yeah.
And it just doesn't, like, you're sitting at home, you're watching this thing, and you feel so poorly inside that you need to go, you're ugly or whatever the hell they say.
Right. Right.
What's wrong with those people? That's why it's sort of like there was this guy Gary Vaynerchuk. He's like a motivational speaker, a businessman, or whatever. And he's the first person I ever saw online who was like, if somebody does that sort of negative thing to you, you really need to realize that they're hurting inside to be
Yep.
such like horror, have such a horrible existence that they need to go out and attack people.
Yep.
It's like you need to sort of meet that with empathy. And I always started to think about it. I think I heard him say that maybe 2 years ago. And that's how I started to think about it. It's like, if somebody's going to attack me, I really am just going to think like, I feel sorry for that person.
Yeah, that's the thing. And that's what I started to do too. Like a few years ago, once I realized that hurt people, that's all it is. Like
That's
you
a
can
great way
go
to put
ahead
it.
and yeah, you can be a little sad individual and go be angry that you're not doing anything with your life, but don't take it out on the people that are actually trying to do things. Don't yuck somebody else's yum just because you can't. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and I'm not saying that you can't have an opinion. Of course you can have an
no, yeah, yeah,
opinion.
of course.
But if you're
Of
sitting there
course.
watching the last drive-in or up all night and you see me and you go, you piece of shit, whatever,
Right,
it's
right.
like,
Like
all right,
why?
it's fine by me. I mean, whatever you say, I've said way worse to myself in the morning looking at myself before coffee. So
Or looking at yourself in the coffee.
it, I see my reflection in the coffee and
Probably
it's like,
just all
oh my
fucked up
God.
and sad.
Yeah.
Right,
So
yeah. It's like fuck
what
you,
are you going to
random
do?
internet dude.
Yeah. Yeah. It's whatever. It's whatever. It's a horrible life. Frank Capra was wrong. It's not a wonderful life. It's a
It's not
horrible
a
life.
it's a horrible life with a little what was it that Dennis Leary said? In his stand up years and years ago, he's like, life is all about little bits of satisfaction. You smoke the cigarette, you eat the cookie, you have the sex, you go to bed. That's what it is. You just get your little bits of satisfaction and you just shut the fuck up. That's all it is. That's
Absolutely. I agree with that. And it's really hard to sometimes block out the bad things, right? But
yeah.
that is the way to do it. The best thing you could do is focus on what's good or wake up and say, instead of going, my day's going to suck today, I got to do this, that, the other thing, you say, no, I have the cheeseburger to look forward to, or I'm going to see
Yes.
my girlfriend later on. That's the way you should live your life, not
Yeah.
saying this day's going to suck because I have to do 40 emails or whatever. No,
Yep.
no, no. Look at the positive. Look
Hell
forward
yeah.
to things.
Yes. And that's the best way that you can honestly do it because not to go on some like weird tangent here, but there was a lot of period in my life where I was extremely depressed with a lot of different things, my physical appearance, whatever. But the moment that I started thinking like, hey, look, I can control this. I can do this. This is me. I'm my own worst enemy. That's when things change. Like when you realize that you are the one that's stopping you from a lot of things, all you got to do is just get past that little mental hurdle and it's it. Like, dude, when I started doing this, I had a fucking lapel mic on a pencil. Like it was just a little lapel attached to a pencil and I'm sitting here doing this. Like that's what it was and now I'm here. But
Yeah,
that's the thing that
it's
I'm trying to say.
beautiful.
All you got to do is just start instead of going back to what I was saying earlier, instead of just complaining about people and saying like fuck you and fuck this and fuck that, you do something. You get out
Yeah.
and do something too. You know what I mean? Like,
But also realize, like, this is we're getting into very philosophical,
yes. Yeah.
existential, psychological. We are here
Yep.
for less than the blink of an eye.
Yes.
We,
Yes.
our 100 years or less is nothing. So
Nothing.
if you're gonna sit there and give these precious moments to somebody that's a piece of shit on the internet, you're wasting part of that blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Honestly, and
Yeah.
that's what I learned that like 3 or 4 years ago was like, this is fucking bullshit, and that's why I have to like really work at it. But
Yep.
I've been so much happier. I seriously, I used to wake up when I lived in LA every morning, and the first thing I would say to my roommate, I would say, I'm a piece of shit. Okay? And for like a year, I
Just to
would
do
say
it.
that, and no, I don't do it
I would just
anymore. But when I was in that, I really felt like a piece of shit because I
yes.
was telling myself I was, even if I
Yes.
wasn't.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Like
yeah.
the best way that I've described myself now is like, instead of saying that I'm ugly or this, I'm just a fat guy with wonderful hair. That's what I've got now. Like I'm just fat guy with wonderful hair. That's it.
And that's the other thing you got to realize. I'm overweight too. You can get rid of the fat, but if you're fucking mentally deranged and
Yes.
hate people and the ugliest part of your body is your mind, like Frank
Yes.
Zappa said, that's way harder to get fucking rid of. So
Yes.
we could do some exercise bike or do some rucksacking or something to get rid of that fat. But somebody who's sitting there on the internet being a piece of shit, that takes a lot of work, and it
It
might take
does.
their whole lives to
It
get out of
does.
that. So
It does. Man, holy crap. We we went down a
this is
little
about
path
a
there.
different kind of horror.
Well, the cool thing about listening to the voices is it's not necessarily about horror. It's about this type of stuff, you know what I mean? Like I have a whole line of questioning that I had coming in here with you because I wanted to talk about musical things. I wanted to talk about
Yeah.
other things, but that's what life is. We go on different tangents. And you asked me how my interview went with Lloyd a couple days ago. My interview with Lloyd went exactly how my interview with Lloyd was supposed to go. He did what he wanted to do and I followed suit. I attempted to keep up. That was it. That was all I
Right.
could do. That
Right.
was it.
Sometimes you get the tangent day.
Sometimes you get the days that he's combative.
Yeah. I
Um,
hear that.
hey, I only had one time as well, so you had probably many days.
Well, no, like to get back to him. I mean, he's
Yeah,
one of the funniest people I've ever met. So every single day that I was around him and worked for him, and even and just socially, he is fucking funny. I mean, he's
dude, he
just so
is.
funny and quick and says
Yes,
crazy as shit. He doesn't
yes,
hold back. It's amazing. He's
yes.
smart. So that was like, yeah, every once in a, but he also would tell you right up front, like when I took the job as his personal assistant, he said, "You're gonna hate this. You are
Right.
gonna hate me. Like this is not. You don't want to do this. I'm telling you straight up." And I think that that's really refreshing that he's that honest.
Yeah, and dude, like real fast, I don't know if you've listened to any of the interview that I did with him or watched or anything, but like one of the first things that happened in there was we were talking about something and he just started talking about Charlie Kirk. And he was
Uh,
like, that's one of the most upstanding individuals, and da 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 da. And his wife is over on the side laying like, I think you're gonna be misunderstood, my dear. And he goes, no, I don't think so. And then, but like we did had to clarify, like Lloyd's gonna
he
Lloyd.
gets his Lloyd. Yeah, Lloyd gets his topic du jour, which is really good though, because a lot of times that's where his movie ideas come from. He'll
Yeah,
come up with a
yeah,
theme or something political or social or whatever.
yeah.
So he's always keeping up with the current events. So it might have just been at the forefront of his mind, and he just started
That's what it was.
doing freeform jazz on it, on the topic.
It's gonna be what it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Speaking of jazz, real quick, let's talk some about your music. You've had an extensive library of music across different things. Like, wh where the hell does some of this come from, man? Like, is it just you tinkering around and just like how does it go about?
Honestly, some of it I don't even know. I mean, I always, from the very beginning, when I first started making music, was very into genre experiments. I started with maybe some funny songs that my friends would like, but then secretly I was writing songs that weren't funny at all and were actually taking some autobiographical things, or I would try to embody a character and write about stuff I didn't even know about. So I always, from the very beginning when I started to experiment with songwriting, was doing many, many different sort of styles. Like one of the first songs I wrote after I wrote a song called Barbecue Maniac, which was the funny song for my friends, I wrote a song called the Stolen Car Song, which was like, I was listening to a lot of Velvet Underground at the time, and I wrote a song about a heroin addict who steals a car and gets into an accident and dies. That ain't
Okay,
funny.
that's not. But you know what?
But it was like weird because I'm sitting there and I'm getting reactions out of my friends. They're laughing at Barbecue Maniac, but then secretly I'm tinkering
Yeah,
away
it's
with
like
like genre experiments.
right.
So that really helped me moving forward. I amassed a pretty big library of all different kinds of songs. Just throughout the years, I made many albums that I would just distribute to friends and family before I ever got involved with the Last
Right.
Drive-In. And that helped me when the time came that they were like, "Oh, can you do a sound alike?" Actually, no, Trauma was the first place. Matt Mangiarides, the guy who got me the African Village thing, he
The
was
village.
working at Trauma at the time, and they were doing Return to Nukem High, Volume 2 or 1, and they asked me to do a knockoff of Goodbye Horses. by Q Lazarus because Lloyd
Mm-hmm.
was tucking his penis like
Yep.
Buffalo Bill.
Yep.
And they were like, yeah, I heard some of your music online. It sounds good. Do you think that you could do a knockoff? And I was like, I'll try. I never did something like that before. But having done all those genre experiments for almost 20 years before that, I made it happen. So then from there, that's when I started to realize, oh, I can make a song that sounds like this. I could write my Irish drinking songs. I could do this song, that song. So that really helped me when I got into the last drive. And they were like, oh, we need a rap song. Oh, yeah, I could do a rap song. Great. Oh, we need a song that sounds like the Talking Heads. Oh, great. I'll try that. So
That's
it was a
awesome,
lot of
man.
experimentation in my own bedroom or basement, just personal stuff that sometimes some of it won't even ever come out.
Right.
But it helped
Right.
me when the moment came.
That's awesome. And now, like you said earlier, you're doing all these cool songs with Rhonda and everything, and you're getting able to like flex those creative muscles, so to
Yeah.
say,
I mean, the Devo one is one of my favorite ones that I ever wrote. It's called Pocket Protector Party. And when they first
Yes.
told me about the nerd episode, that's the first thing I went to was like Pocket Protectors, Revenge of the Nerds when they have those like, synthesizers and they do that whole
Hmm.
musical number in the middle, and Devo. So I
Yep.
was like, all right, let's see what I could come up with. And I found these synth patches I like and the drums and all that stuff. And I made this track that even people on set were like, that sounds like a Devo. Are you sure that's not a Devo song? And I'm like, you know,
Positive.
unless I fucking stole from them subconsciously, I'm pretty positive it's just a knockoff or a sound alike. So
That's awesome. And
that's what
dude,
it is.
that
It's like you try, if you ever want to do it, I don't know how musical you are or if you write music or anything, but if you ever want to try, it's all about finding the drums and the
yes.
sound of the drums.
Yes.
Then you could build the rest on top.
Yes.
So that's really important.
I I've I've done some music in the past, like when it came to things like I had Fruity Loops 8 and I believe I dabbled in like Music Maker and like Jam Studio or something like that years ago, but it hasn't been in years since I've done anything with it. And I've been thinking about it again, but I don't have like the right setup to do it, unfortunately, currently.
No joke. Logic is $199. They have an insane amount of free patches that sound amazing.
Really.
And you could just type on your computer from A through the semicolon or the what is this the quotation mark. You just put
Okay.
in musical typing and you can type on your melodies on your computer.
Really? Does it store it in like a cloud or anything like that, or is it just like
You can
computer
store it
based?
in the cloud, but if it's on your computer or you could store it in a hard drive, the files aren't that big. Like say Pocket Protector Party is like 600 megabytes or something like
Okay.
that.
Oh
So if
wow.
you have a terabyte hard drive and just put all your GarageBand or Logic stuff on there, you can amass a whole shitload of soundscapes and all sorts of stuff.
Okay. All right.
And it's fun. Like seriously, they have drum machines in there. They have the 808, they have the 909, they have all kinds
Okay.
of old school vintage sounds.
Okay.
I mean, what they're giving away for free on GarageBand is amazing. But then if you
Yeah.
put an investment of 199, with tax, it's infinite. You can
Okay.
make infinite amounts of music.
Okay. You got me.
I mean, look, start with GarageBand first because
Yeah.
I just recently went to Logic, just because I was so used to GarageBand and I loved it and I held all
Right.
the patches I loved.
Right.
But Logic has opened up a whole new world. It's
It
amazing.
it might be easy just for me to go to Logic because, like I said, I haven't done anything musically in roughly about 8 or 9 years, I'd say. So whatever knowledge I have is probably out the friggin' window with all the new advancements that they've got going on anyway. So maybe it
But
might
if
just be,
you edit right,
yeah, yeah,
so it's pretty similar to editing once you get into it. It's like you get the drum, the this, the it's just
yeah.
like layering
You're
sound or
just layering.
video or
Yeah.
whatever. Yeah, it's
Okay.
the same thing.
All
It's
right.
really you're gonna love it. It's gonna be like
Yeah.
therapy.
I love intuitive, easy to use, layerable things. That's the best way to have
Yeah. And
it.
look, there's all these other things that you can get into with Logic. It could, really professional stuff, but you don't always need all that stuff in order to just have a good time and make a nice sounding
Yeah.
track.
Yeah. I just didn't know that there was something like that that was available for relatively cheap price. Like I thought that it was like for the middies and stuff like that, I'd have to spend a couple thousand at least. You know what I
You
mean?
can. I mean, like, okay, for instance, if you want to get into real scoring on, say, real film or TV, you could get all kinds of orchestral suites and spend thousands upon thousands of dollars, and all. You could get into it if you want to. But there's enough free VSTs or whatever they are, the sound patches.
Yeah.
You could go forever on free shit.
Okay. All right, you got me. In a couple weeks when I send you a track, don't.
Dude, I'm into it. I love it. Maybe
um,
I'll rap over it.
maybe you're. Oh, dude. So, real quick, how long have you been growing your hair out for?
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
I always wanted to grow my hair when I was younger. I never was either allowed to because my like when I was really little I wanted to grow my hair and my parents in the 80s would only like let me do mullets, so I had like the little tail and shit.
Yeah.
And, like,
I had a
some of the
rat's tail,
pictures,
yeah.
yeah, it's so bad. But come to the pandemic, it's like February in the pandemic and it's just about to start and I'm due for a haircut. And all of a sudden, the pandemic comes, and I don't have to go to barber. So I go, oh, this is a nice time to grow my hair and see what happens. I didn't cut my hair until May of 2025.
Wow.
And it got really
Wow.
long, and I would do like, not man buns, but like you tie it in a certain way. It's almost like a samurai tie
Yes.
in the
Yes.
back.
Yes.
And then once at one point I pulled it out and it reached my butt. My hair was as long to my butt. And I said, all right, this is too much. So I did halfway down, like right below my shoulders and cut.
Nice. It
And,
looks really good, man. I like your hair, dude. I
oh,
like it a lot.
boy,
Like I do.
that's so nice. Thank you.
You're
I,
very
I, I
welcome.
like it because it's like, I don't know, like I might lose it tomorrow. So I might as
Yes.
well keep it grown for now.
Dude, that is my whole purpose. Like, why my hair is so long is because I'm like, I don't know when I'm gonna lose this shit. I could
Yeah.
wake up
I mean, it's
tomorrow and be
thinning.
my
My
dad.
shit's thinning
Yeah,
for
right in
sure.
the front, like it's starting to thin out. Yeah, I hate
Yeah.
it. And I got this little tiny bit in the back, so I'm like, shit, I gotta be
Yeah.
bald and fat soon. It's gonna suck. But
Exactly, and fucking seriously, I've been betrayed by so many barbers. No offense, like I know that there's good barbers out there, and
yes,
some of them are
yes.
amazing people and all that stuff. But I've found some really terrible people who don't listen to me
No, they
and
don't.
make me feel like shit after leaving there. And it's like I even show them pictures. I'm like, I want this exact haircut. And I came to
And they
you
just
two
don't
months
do
ago
it.
and you did it, and then I leave with I look like fucking Private Pile from the Full Metal Jacket or something.
Dude, that's like, but seriously, I've got a 13-year-old, and there's literally only one person that has ever cut his hair, and I will take him to that barber shop every 2 to 3 months. Shout out to Razor's Edge Barbershop in Millville, New Jersey. That's the only
Hell
place that
yeah.
I take my kid to go, man. Like, that's it. I've taken him there for literally, I'd say like the last 10, 12 years, simply because, like you said, you don't know, man. There's people out there that say they got their license, but they are just shit. Like,
Yeah, or some people don't care. Or, I look, I get it's a job and everything, but you really are playing with people's lives.
yeah, they gotta
All this,
rock that shit for a while, man.
yeah, you could ruin somebody's fucking month with a bad haircut. I wrote a song once. I kind of buried it because it is sort of a stupid concept, but it's called "Bad Haircut Equals Dead Barber," and it was all about wanted to kill the barber who gave me a bad haircut. And look, I was toying with writing a screenplay about like a guy who goes after barbers who gave him bad haircuts. So we'll see if that ever comes to fruition one day.
Dude, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. That'd be
And you
real
know what it's
fun.
called? Somebody's gonna steal this, but I don't care. It's
Hey, wait,
called.
wait, wait. No, it's intellectual copyright. It's we're talking about it right now, so it's yours.
All right, they're coming to get you, barber. I think that would make some money. It's like some slasher barber movie. Oh,
Yes, yes.
yeah,
But like
yeah.
not Edward Scissorhands, but like Edward Razorhands or some shit.
Sure, yeah, something. With some
Yeah.
sort of a killer who,
With a
and
straight razor.
yeah, and the guy like his old partner's dead, and he's like, oh no, and then he gets attacked, and then he starts to figure out, oh, somebody from our past is coming to get us.
And
It's
it's the
just because you
fucking
gave him
barber.
bad haircuts.
It's dude, that's wonderful.
That might be, you know what? That's a good title. They're coming to get you, Barber.
Dude, that is a really good title. That's
Yeah.
that's a that's a supremely good title,
All right,
man.
I'm gonna do
That
it. I'm
is.
gonna do it.
Do it. Do
Anybody who
it.
steals it, I'm coming after you.
I'm coming after you, Barber.
Yeah.
I think that's actually probably a really good place to end it. Like, I don't know, unless you want to go for a few more minutes. Do you got some time left, or are you
Oh no, I'm still. I mean, whatever you
you're
want.
still good?
I'm not done. If you don't want to be done, or
Okay,
I
I
could be
don't
done if
know.
you do
We've
want
been
to.
going for 50 minutes. I just want to make sure. I know we've been
Feels
going
like
for 50.
three.
It does, right? Like it feels like it's not been that long. I'm just clock watching because I don't know, you know what I mean? Like I don't know how long you've got available for things, what you got
Oh
going
no, whatever,
on.
man.
Like
Let's go to let's go to 9. That's fine. And then you
let's go
can
to
edit it
9.
down if there's any dead spots or whatever.
I don't think there's going to be too many dead spots. We've laughed for probably about 30 minutes straight during this thing here.
Yeah, I
Uh,
agree. I agree.
um, now that I don't have all these questions to ask you, all right, here's a good one. Here's a good one I think you'll like.
Okay.
You've worked across multiple eras of media. What's one creative skill that mattered then and still matters now?
Hmm.
Ah,
No, that's a stump because I'm trying to think of what it was like when I first started, or if I should go all the way back to college.
ooh,
Because I started when I was in college, I started with actual film and flatbeds. And while I was at college, halfway through, it changed to digital immediately. It was like, here's the new shit. Everybody needs to shoot on this. Get yourself a DV cam, and that's what it became. So it's like
wow,
I saw
complete shift.
as I was working, I saw the change, and I wish that I could get back to sort of shooting on film. But what? Okay, it's to sort of answer your question. I don't think it matters in terms of like what you use to make something, as long as there's passion behind it and as long as you try to make it sound good enough or look good enough that people can actually watch it. Like unwatchable things or boring things, get the fuck out of here. But if you
Yeah,
could put something together that's sort of like watchable and entertaining, anything's possible. Like I just shot a movie on VHS cameras from the early 90s or mid 90s or whatever, and it got into a bunch of festivals. So I didn't need to use the new digital this, digital that. So in terms of tools that I've seen that back then and now, um I don't know, it depends on what you're into. So if you want music, you need a great mic. Like you need a great mic. That
yeah,
is necessary for vocals, or you can mic an amp or whatever. So if the mic that I recommend is it's the Shure SB. What the fuck is it? It's the one that Quincy Jones and Michael Jackson used on Thriller. It's like a $400 mic,
yes, it
but that is
is.
an investment that
Yes,
you can use forever. And it's
yes,
what you see on like Joe Rogan's podcast. That's what
yep,
everybody's using now.
yep,
So I would recommend, like, I'm sure that mic has been used even before Thriller. So that I would recommend as a piece of equipment that you can use probably for the next 30, 40 years. You know what I'm saying? So that I would highly recommend. A beautiful, nice mic.
okay,
You know
all right.
that
I
I don't know, but other than that, like another piece of equipment or a piece of yeah, that's it. I was the good mic and good headphones.
Good mic and
If
good
you're doing
headphones.
music,
Yeah,
those are very
yeah,
important because you could do like a halfway decent mix on, say, some external speakers, and then you listen to it in headphones and it sounds like absolute shit. So
yes,
you need the good mic and a halfway decent speakers, and now usually the laptops come with that. And then also it would do you good if you're doing a mix to listen to it in the car or on a TV or
yep,
even on somebody else's laptop, just to get different speaker experiences. Listen to it on your phone, because sometimes there's like hidden low ends or high ends or stuff like that you could shave off easily, but you wouldn't know because your beautiful big speakers don't really show it, but it
yep,
might show up on your headphones or your phone.
yep,
So listen to it all over the place.
yep.
And that's
And
what I would recommend. Good headphones, good mic, and then whatever, free garage band. Go, and then you can
free
make a
garage
shitload of
band.
music. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, no, I was gonna say that you could do, they're coming to get you, Barber, on the VHS, but you already did it recently on
Well,
VHS, so
no,
then
I honestly VHS. I think I'm gonna shoot the next like 3 or 4 projects on VHS because I love
do
the
it.
way it looks.
Yeah.
It's so much easier to light.
Yes.
And the like the bad stuff that happens, like the little glitches and stuff, that adds to the texture, and
Yeah.
you can actually add things. So when I was doing it, I did a mixture of VHS analog shooting, but then in post I used a lot of digital effects, but some of them were glitches. Some of them something would happen like a little glitch, and I said, oh, that's nice, I can build a little effect off of that or stuff like that. So I leaned
Right.
into the bad parts of it. So that's why I feel like, yeah, I have another short I'm going to shoot in the next couple of months on VHS. I just love the aesthetic of it because
It
some
is
of
an
the
awesome
modern
aesthetic.
cinematography is kind of I'm not saying all, but some of it's really just not for me. I get turned off by a lot. Like I just watched and this isn't disparaging anybody, but a lot of the Netflix shows and Netflix things, they're like too pristine. It's like
Yes.
too like the frame rate, or I don't know what
Overproduced.
things, overproduced, over saturate, not oversaturated, over like the frame rate is like really like too much or something. I don't know how
Yeah.
to describe it. It's too sharp.
They're hitting you
I
with like the full 60 frames per second. Like they're really
Yeah.
trying to overdo it. Yeah.
I don't like that. I want the grit. I want the grime. I just like the flaws
Yeah.
of, say,
Of
an
the yeah.
analog
Yeah.
shooting or film shooting or whatever. And I know that you could put filters and stuff, but I don't know, like The Hobbit, right? When they put that out in 120 frames per second in the theater, I went to see it, and it looked like a British soap opera to me.
Right.
Like it just was like too clean or something. I
Dude,
don't know.
you know what? That's actually kind of a funny thing that you say because if you go back into like the 80s, 90s, or all the way up until like I guess you could say close to 2007, you could tell if it was a British show or not because their cameras were just like so vastly different than anything that we had. And like I'm a big wrestling fan, so anytime I saw them over in the UK, I was like, "Oh, they're in the UK. I can see
They're in the
because there's
UK.
like
Oh
you
yeah,
could see just by the camera quality where you were going to be."
yeah. Or one time I walked into my parents' house many years ago, and they were watching Die Hard, and it looked like a British soap opera, and I said, what the hell's going on? Why does Die Hard look like
Like,
this?
like
And it
that.
turns out that that's when Scorsese and people started to talk about motion smoothing.
Yep. Yep.
And so I helped my parents. I turned off motion smoothing, and even my dad, who's not like exactly technical or anything, he was enjoying Die Hard like a British soap opera. He was like, "Oh, it looks so much better now." And
Yep.
they didn't tell you that at the time.
Nope. They
So
they still have you believe that motion smoothing is a really good thing. It's
it's
not
good
like it,
for a live sports or something like
right.
that, where it's really like high def or something like. But it's not good for old movies.
No, no,
You don't
not one
want
bit.
that on Die Hard. It looks like what's that British show? EastEnders or whatever.
East End. All right, as we begin to wrap up here, um, I I have no idea how to end this. Because
I don't
that's
know. Like, what about
well,
I don't know. Like, how does everybody feel about it? If everybody, I think
yeah, you guys out there, how do you
you
guys feel
guys, you
about this
tell
interview
us.
that you haven't heard yet or watched? No, man.
No, I mean, look here. I like to say this is that look, we've touched upon it a little bit, and I really started to think about this recently. We are only here for a short time, and
Yes.
don't dwell in the misery. I still am guilty of it. Is like you start to think about the negative stuff, but really think about how short life is, and you should just go and do things that you love. Watch films, experience art, make music, do it all, and just try not to be a bastard to other people. That's
Fuck
as
yeah.
easy as it can be. Like
Hell yeah.
and trust me, I'm no guru or nothing, but it
Nope.
really is that fucking mind opening. Like Bob Weir just died.
Yeah.
Fucking shit, man. That I thought that guy was gonna live forever. I saw him in concert maybe like 13, 14 times, and I thought I was gonna be able to see him 13, 14 more.
Right.
Now he's gone, and I'll never see him again.
Right.
So fucking sad. So, but
Yeah.
what he said in his one of his final interviews was that when somebody dies, he carries them with him instead of just like full blown mourning. And I think that's what we can do is like take all these pieces of people that we've met throughout our lives and carry them with us and do positive things and make positive, art and shit like that. So that's what I hope everybody expects to do in 2026, 2027 and beyond instead of all this fucking sadness.
I'm so fucking tired of the sadness,
I'm
bro.
so tired.
I think that's why
Oh,
so many people started smoking weed more recently because they're just so tired of the fucking sadness, man.
you could go
Jesus.
on a fucking internet rabbit hole that brings you to the depths of depression. Don't do it. Don't
Don't
doom
do it.
scroll. If you want to get on the internet or something and look at stuff, listen to music, watch cool movies, whatever the fuck you got to do, but don't be fucking sitting there and going, I'm going to call this guy an ugly motherfucker. Don't do that.
Fuck yeah. And that is a good place to end this shit, man.
And now watch when you release this below all it is. This guy's an
You
ugly
ugly
motherfucker.
motherfucker. These fat ugly motherfuckers. These fucking pieces of
Who do these
shit.
pieces of shit think they are?
Fucking
Telling me
laughing
what to
for
do.
45 fucking minutes. How
They
chuckle fuck
laughed.
motherfuckers.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, it's good talking to you. I had a good
Dude,
time.
this has been a hell of a good time, man. Hopefully we can get together and do this again sometime soon,
Hell
dude.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Absolutely. All right, I'm gonna end this and then I'll obviously be here for us for a few minutes after we're done. So again, John Brennan, sir, thank you.
Thank
Thank you very
you.
much.
Yuki and John's
Woo!
Patreon buffet. You can catch all of our shit there. And, at Bad Techno on Twitter or whatever. Fuck, all the places. At
Do
Bad
it, do
Techno on
it.
social media.
Hell yeah. And also up all night, every
Up
other
all night.
Friday on Kings of Horror, 10 p.m. Ron Shear, you're gonna find him. Bad Techno. He's Bad Techno on YouTube as well.
On
And
everything.
on everything. He will create all the chicanery, trust me, because it is a blast in there. It's fun time. Thank you again for carving out this time for me today, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you. It was great.